good's that going to do? It's through Peaky Stream.
You crashed out. Well, I would have been able to go in and fix it.
Well, Brian, just somebody help me. Somebody help me.
Yeah, we definitely need some other CJs on the back end because 10 hours is a long shift. 12 hours, trying to pull 12 hours 7 days a week is long. Especially when it goes to bed so early.
We've done over 14. So but trying to stay there, and all I do is mod. It's like the day before yesterday, I just sat and read chat while Will showed up his points and his phone died. And it's like, oh no, this is not going to be good.
All right, everybody, Warren is live now.
Right on. Are you going over, Butch?
No, I'm gonna crash out.
All right. Peace, brother. Have a great day.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. You too. Hey, I will talk to you later, Silly.
Right on.
Thank you.
All right. So come on, somebody come and see me. I've got nobody here at all at the moment. There we go, that's right. Switch accounts. Oh, come on, why are you doing all this to me? It's too early in the day to be doing all this. I wonder if it's... Hello, whoever that is that's just come in. I can't see you, so I've got no idea who you are. Sorry, I'm trying to sort some stuff in the background at the same time. And sorry, you're going to have to watch me having my breakfast as well. Silly, good morning, buddy. Where are we? That one. I've got some good news for you, Silly, as well. That's in the other room. Not to wait. Oh, that's hot. I don't know about good, mate. Certainly better than I was looking the other day. That's for sure. I'm not sure about looking good. Come on. That's better. So I'm just sorting out all the mods and everything. Or trying to. Yeah, hop on if you want, mate. More than welcome to hop on. So let's do that first. Oh no, we're all sorted on that. That's good. So YouTube can now go. Yeah, more than welcome to come and join me. But the good news I've got for you as well, Silly, Obviously, I know you're going to tell me that there's no need for this and all that rubbish. But because of all the help that you've put in this week, we've put you down for some hours on the timesheets. So you'll be getting some points as well this week.
Right on.
Yeah. I'll let you know as soon as it's been sorted. I'll let you know. But yeah, that's just a thank you for everything that you've done this week.
I do it because I want to help my friends.
I know. But okay, so
I got to move that so I'm not so loud.
It was Louise that suggested it, actually.
Yeah, she said that yesterday, and I was like, if you're gonna help me, help Will too, because he saved the shit the day before.
Oh.
You know. I don't want to take all the credit.
I'm only until 12, Jack. I've literally just helped him butch out because he's been on all night.
Yeah.
So literally just till 12, mate.
JW is going to get a hold of John Gamble, and he's going to talk about doing a few streams as well.
Brilliant.
He's going to Germany to visit his other half's family in December, so I don't know exactly what dates. I'm still laughing. I can hear me through your speakers. The microphone's clear out here.
Lou, just Butch had been on all night and he just wanted to get off. So I said I'd up on for an hour until Steve was ready.
I've been fighting my phone. Almost maxed on data.
I'm just sending you a WhatsApp, Lou. You'll laugh at this.
Uh-oh, I'm missing chat. I gotta go. Oh, I can't see what's that.
So yeah, that's all it was. Literally just jumped on to help him out. But I apologise because I'm in the middle of eating my breakfast as well.
Have your breakfast.
A festive roll or bake. So it's quite nice, all turkey and stuff. How was your birthday yesterday?
It was good. I'm trying to keep myself maintained enough to function, and then have to fight the phone.
Yeah, I know what that feels like.
We killed off the last of a couple bottles from the night before.
It's got to be done, hasn't it?
Well, it just sits there and calls your name.
With everything you've been going through the last few weeks, you know, nobody can blame you for
that. I'm here because I want to be.
Hi, Scott. How you doing, mate? Let me just turn my phone off.
No, I'm up this time of night normally anyway, so I'd be on whether I was helping or not.
I haven't watched it, Scott, but I did hear that you got was it an egg smashed over your head or something last night?
I had to rewind because I was late.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I've literally just got back in from going to the town and I was going to put it on. But obviously Butch wanted to come off. So I'll watch it when Steve comes on. I'm going to be watching that. I'm taking it was Sue that smashed it.
It was extraordinary. Everybody hitting him with puns.
Yeah, always #team Sue.
I wouldn't have been able to keep my mouth shut as easily as you did.
Oh no, I'm definitely going to watch that. I think that we need to get somebody who's half decent with editing to go through and make sort of what do you call it? A mishap video with all little clips in there where things have gone wrong or
like a blooper video. Lou the other morning could have fit on there.
Yeah, I think we need to get somebody to do that.
We'll get her started on Dory again.
Oh, that was really nice. I could have had another one of them. Oh. Right, so Lou, you can vote Sue. He beat up a six twice yesterday. That's because the CJ was trying to steal her limelight. Let me just run and get my phone charger. But I've got to say, Scott, I meant to message you last night and tell you, I absolutely love watching you and Sue on camera. You can tell that, yeah, the love and the respect and the fun that goes on in that family and in that house is awesome. And it is so funny watching it. Yeah. And I don't know what Sue's so worried about coming on and doing a stream, because I think she's hilarious.
She'd be epic.
Yeah, she would. Right, I'm just going to pop off and grab my phone charger, because otherwise that's going to go. It's true though, Lou, isn't it? And you'll back me here, Lou. I sent you a message, WhatsApp last night, didn't I? Telling you that they absolutely crease me up when they're on. My phone charger.
Yeah. The two of them together, it's really fun to watch. Everybody's fun to watch, but the two of them cutting up, yeah.
But no, not just.
God, you're gonna need a shovel again.
But not just so, Scott. Also with you, you can tell that the love and that's in the whole family, not just between you and Sue, but the whole family, and you just all bounce off each other. And it's brilliant watching.
I have a lot of fun. Wait for what's going to happen next.
Let me just get rid of my cigarette. Right,
Scott with Christmas decorations is pretty good too.
That's it. Do that one. So yeah, it is. You know, both of you, it's absolutely brilliant. I love watching it. So what did I do? I got told off going to the post office from Lou. What else? I haven't done anything else. I've got two of your streams come up, silly.
I don't know why. Let me see. One of them quit.
All right, let's get rid of that one then, if that one's the one that quit. Is that the right one? Yeah. Good morning, Jack. Good to see you. What? Yeah, that's right. So today, what's going on today? I've got no idea. I've got no idea what the schedule is.
Morning, Jack.
I know Steve Fraser's on till 5. There you go then, Lou. You'll be able to give me a bit of an idea on this one. I'm taking my bullets and grommet out of packaging and putting it in that card of yours. Oh, I didn't realise you didn't have it in the raw mint packaging. So, yeah, fingers crossed then that'll get with you tomorrow. So, Lou, you'll be able to answer this one then. So, I've had a latest UPS update. It arrived in Chicago International Distribution Center yesterday at 5:05. The item is currently in transport to the destination. Awesome. So does that mean it's going directly to the post office box today? Because obviously this is the first time I've sent anything international, so I don't know.
If it's made it to Chicago, that's I don't know which direction it's going, but that's notification that it's been identified at being at that distribution point.
Yeah. Yeah, it says it's in transit, currently in transit to the destination. Also, Lou, when it gives me a time on here on the email, so it's saying it got at that destination at 5:05 yesterday. Is that UK time or American time?
That I don't know. I know it's probably on a truck or a plane.
That's the route to their town. Yeah, hopefully it won't be long then. When did I send it? Oh God, I don't know. Maybe Monday did I send it? I can't remember. American time, yeah. That's what I thought because the email didn't come through to me until 11:30 last night, so I thought it must be American time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant then. So the next day or two, they might get that. That'd be cool.
So if it's in Chicago, it'll go south or west from there.
Yeah, that's good then. It's because it's saying that it was processed at 5:05 and it's currently in transit to the destination now. So yeah, fingers crossed then it won't take long at all.
So it's Friday now. That's from England to Chicago is faster than from my neighbor to me.
That's insane, isn't it? Don't know what a snert is, so I retracted. What is a snert?
Should I Google it?
With all the typing errors you've been making this morning, Lou, I think it's you that's cut your finger, not Emily.
What?
I'm going to show this picture on screen, Lou. You're going to probably tell me off. So let me just work out what it is. It's made of hot glue that's gone cold and moulded. Okay. So this is what Emily's been working on. It's a 20p coin design, but it's not a coin. It's purely made out of wax.
No hot glue, 3 points.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Right on.
You can't really see it on there, but the detailing on that is incredible. So he's done a really good job on that. Oh.
Oh, I can see it better with my phone side.
Yeah, so she moulded it and just waited for the wax to go cold. That's really clever. I was going to do it with her Kew Garden that she got yesterday, blue.
You look much better than yesterday. No sunglasses.
Right, that can go now. So what was I was going to see if I could work out what hours people, what the schedule is for today. So Steve Fraser's doing 12 till 5. Okay, we'll just stay the same as last week then, I guess. Steve Fraser 12 till 5. I'll do 5 till 9. My family collects 9 till 11. I just need to confirm that one though. And Matt from Coins and More 11 till 12. Why have I done that as 1 hour? It should be 2. Oh, he'll pick that up anyway, I'm sure he will. When is she due to go back to work, Lou? I think it was, stitches, I think, are normally 10 days. Just told Santa, just told Sue, Ari the Santa, and see how you were on. Sue think that's really lovely. It wasn't Santa though. Oh, was it? Yes, it was. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. To be honest with you, Scott, I've been meaning to do it for a while, and I just kept, you know what my head's like, it goes in one ear and out the other. And I just kept not getting round to it. No, you didn't get a note. I totally forgot to put one in again today. I was in a bit of a rush this morning. But yeah, so I've been planning on doing it for a little while. But I think it was Judith mentioned something about it yesterday, and it reminded me. So yeah, I went and did that. 10 days off. Are they dissolvable stitches, or has she actually got to go back and have them taken out? It's like all me. Honestly, mate, I have 3 notepads and I write everything down and I still forget what I'm meant to be doing. It's really bad. I'm terrible with it. When I did my finger, Lou, do you remember I was showing you it the other day? And I had to go back and have the stitches taken out, and then I had to have oh God, what's the word you call it? Physio on it. Because it's important that you break down the scar tissue. So when they took the stitches out and they gave me some cream that I had to massage into it, you know, sort of once a day or whatever. And I'm sitting there for days rubbing it, thinking, Christ, this is really hurting. It shouldn't be hurting as much as this. Because, you know, it's all healed up. When I went back to the hospital and I said to them about it for the physio, and I said, I'm rubbing this to, you know, break the scar tissue down. I said, but it's just unbearable, the pain on it. When they've had a proper look at it, they'd left 2 stitches in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I had to get...
Yeah, that'll drive you crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't work out why it was so painful. Of course, they won't do that with Emily. I'm sure Emily's will be fine.
Now you're going to give Lou a complex.
It is our age, Scott, definitely. And it's all the hassle these women come on here and give us as well.
Oh, it's priceless. Watching you and Lou go back and forth, watching Scott and Sue. Yeah. I don't know who we could get to sit with Steve.
Yeah, we need to get somebody to do it with Steve, don't we?
That would be good.
Let's have a think about that. It's all right, Lou. Honestly, I'm sure her fingers are going to be fine. Bearing in mind, this was also quite a while ago.
You did it, huh?
This was when I how long ago was that? The first accident on my hand, I was 16.
Oh,
So
I'm gonna
about
drop
5.
off here, so I'm not echoing and so loud in your ear.
Oh, okay.
I'll be in chat.
Yeah, okay, mate.
Right on. Thank you. Morning, everybody.
Jack, I can't really risk saying it. Okay, I can probably risk saying it. Can we? I don't know. Lou, can I risk saying what I did with the COA for Hannah? It's nothing top secret, Jack. It's just I don't want a certain person to know about it. That's all it is. Good to see you back, Silly. Oh, God, no, I hate that. And you can't change it when there's just one of you, can you? Oh, I hate it when it goes like that. I'll risk it. It's just, obviously Billy Joe is always on me about sending her a Kew garden, and always nagging me that I've got to send her one. So I ordered one for her last night with the COA. I'm going to get that sent to her. So yeah, that's all that was. Oh, that's better. Should we start our next fund? Yeah, I don't think Silly's going anywhere, Oceans. It was just purely that he was echoing. So he's dropped out and going to stay in the chat instead. I'm just going to stop my camera for a second. No, why would you feel bad? Don't worry about it, honestly. Honestly, it's not a problem. Hannah knows what I've done. The only person that doesn't know is Billy Joe. And the chances of her watching this stream are highly unlikely anyway. So Hannah's aware of it. It's just Billy Joe trying to keep it a smooth. No, I'm putting the kettle on, Lou. But yeah, I will have a quick light my bag up at the same time. She won't have heard it. To my knowledge, Hannah's not around today. So she won't have heard it. Don't panic and fret about it. Everything is fine. Oh. It's the weekend. It's the weekend, so we don't need to start panicking about anything. While I'm waiting for my kettle to boil, I can just fire off another email. Sorry, talk amongst yourselves while I send an email. What the hell are we doing? Let me just nip back in here. I need a phone holder and a mic. Do you think I can get from Argos or PC World? Argos would be cheaper than PC World, plus you should get it the same day from Argos. There you go. I won't bother to answer you there then. Thank you, Jack. You've done me a favour. Right, where am I with this email? Right, that email's done. Now I need me cup of tea. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, see, because I'm using mine on a PC. So I literally just bought a webcam for about a tenner. I think it was from Argos actually that I bought that. And it's, you know, it does its job and it's got a built-in microphone and everything else. Thank you for popping in anyway, Scott. You have a good day and make sure you go out. I think you should be treating Sue for lunch or something today. Take her out and treat her. And don't forget to get the clasp on her ring fixed. So I am coming back, just got me tea. Right, so that's sorted. Ringing shop already, only costing £8. That's a bargain. Right, I'm coming back now. Oh, Lou, if I remember, Lou, you said that next week you're taking a few days off, aren't you? And you were going to be happy to stream during the day. Am I right with that? She's probably not even here anymore. Because Steve's in Crown Court one day next week So he needs cover for that day. I love a bit of loud, silly in the morning. Should I say extraordinary? So do you know what days you're going to be off next week, though? What days do I need cover? It depends if you want to do a day stream or an evening stream, whatever suits you, really. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm really getting confused again now. Oh, the 25th, okay. Not yes, I'll get back to you. Okay. Because as it stands at the moment, oh dear Mary, that's going to be horrendous. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 12 till 5, it'll all be me. An empty coffee jar. You need an empty bucket, Lou. I don't know about a coffee jar. Because Steve normally does one of the 12 till 5s, but he's got Crown Court next week. So he can't do it. At the moment, Hannah, I don't think, is ready to come back. Steve normally does one of them. Wheelbarrow. Oh, you messy sod. So yeah, at the moment, 12 till 5 next week is going to be a bit of a struggle. I can't keep booking all the hours that I'm booking because it's just getting horrendous at the moment. I don't know what that's even about. That one's done. No, I haven't sent that one yet. So yeah, certainly 12 till 5. Right, let me just type something up that I'm going to put into chat and highlight. Spell properly. If you see me microphone mute, I'm swearing. I let a few slip yesterday, I know. Right, so let's highlight that one, because that's Ian's Christmas present to everybody this year. Sorry, Louise, I was being nice, though. I originally thought a dump truck. Oh, brilliant. And also, if I have that on the screen, it hides me munching away on my biscuits. Sometimes it just slips out, Lou. I was trying so hard to be good yesterday and it just wasn't happening. So for anybody that's not aware, then, what I've just put up on the screen there, if you go and pay £25 on admin anywhere between now and Christmas Day, if you put in the comment section when you're paying it, Ian's Christmas, on Christmas Day, you will be given a £50 voucher to spend on anything on the site. There won't be an expiry date on that voucher or anything like that, but you won't get it until Christmas Day. And that's Ian's Christmas present to everybody. And for common sense, you can't use vouchers or codes. It is a cash payment only. And you do that via the admin listing. So effectively, pay 25 quid and you're getting your money doubled. So that's something we're going to be pushing for the next few days. But I'm in a different browser now. My computer restarted this morning and it automatically loaded up a different browser, and it's such a pain because none of my passwords are saved in the new browser. Let's do this. Just trying to find a few things out. So that was both of those last night. That's good. So we go back onto there. Oh God, I've got to email that as well, haven't I? If people can also check their raffle tickets, we're still waiting for somebody to come forward. Oh God, what was it now? For the Gruffalo in Royal Mint packaging. I think it was number 11, and nobody has claimed that yet. I think. I'm just trying to find my notes. But it's definitely not been claimed yet. So number 11. I used to use Firefox all the time, but I don't know why. For some reason, I changed it. And I'm on Chrome at the moment. But what's this one? This isn't Chrome, is it? No, this is, I don't know what this one is. But I don't like it. You didn't win it, Lou. I know you didn't, because you have number 13. Oh, there it is. Yeah, number 11 was the winner. If you're serious and you did win it, oh no, you didn't. That's right then. no, it wasn't worth a try. I don't like Google. No, I must admit, I did prefer Firefox. I don't know why I haven't gone back to using it. Just laziness, really. Right, so let me send another email with that one. Sure you don't want it all in capital letters. Because if they're not too busy today, they'll go through the orders and try and find who has got that. So I'm going to go totally off subject here. When I go to bed in the evenings, I put on my radio for an hour and just listen to Talk Sport on there. And so it says it's Talk Sport, but a lot of the time they just talk about anything. And last night they had a chap from America, funny enough, on there. I can't think what his website was called. But he's this guy that is lobbying the American government to release all data or whatever, all records that they currently hold for extraterrestrial life form. And it was really quite an interesting thing. The DJs on the radio were sort of trying to throw him, all these 1,000,001 questions about if these extraterrestrial life is out there, why has none of it ever been caught properly on camera and all this kind of stuff. And he was saying that a lot of the, I don't know what you call them, a lot of the modes of transport that these extraterrestrials use have been caught on camera, both video footage and photographic footage. But it's very rare to actually get an extraterrestrial being caught on camera. So they were throwing all these things at him, asking, things like about Roswell. Is Roswell true, or was that all staged? And he was saying that Roswell was something that did 100% happen. And when the authorities got to Roswell, there were four dead extraterrestrials and one living extraterrestrial there. And obviously, since then the American government have just tried to, not just the American, apparently it's the same in the UK as well, have just tried to cover everything up. It was just, I thought it was something really interesting. But I'm sorry, I haven't got any more information. He did give his website out, but I can't remember what his website was. And he was saying on his website he's got over 120,000 hours of extraterrestrial footage that's been captured on camera, and it's all on his website, and it was just really interesting. The US Navy acknowledged they have files of unexplained aircraft on video. Yeah, exactly. And I say this is what he was saying. And when they were talking about Roswell, he was saying that I can't think of who it was, but one of the astronauts who went up, onto the moon landings, has actually given detailed interviews where he's told everybody about Roswell and how it's been covered up. And funny how Roswell happened, then we put men in space a few years later. They've got alien technology. Yeah, and that's what I say, it was really interesting when he's talking about one of the astronauts that actually, stepped foot on the moon. Because I think, with a lot of that sort of stuff, somebody says, oh, I saw a spaceship last night or whatever. It's like, yeah, you were drunk coming home from the pub. Do you know what I mean? But when you've got somebody with sort of the knowledge and the background of somebody that's actually walked on the moon and is telling you that, hang on, there is all this technology, and they've even captured, extraterrestrials, alive as well as dead, then I think you've got to start taking notice, haven't you? There's one of the things he was saying was their spaceships, allegedly, the unexplained aircraft, travel at about 2,000 to 3,000 miles an hour, which is quite understandable. You don't get so many of them caught on camera. But he was saying that not so much now, because I know now a lot of it has all been replicated, and you get all sorts of idiots doing it. But he was saying that when the very first crop circles started turning up, that there was evidence that proved that these crop circles were actually caused by their spaceship, or whatever you want to call it, mode of transport, sort of coming down to land. And that was what was causing the very original crop circles. I say, obviously now it's all, it's different now. You get any old idiot going out and trying to make a crop circle. But yeah, he was saying there's all this evidence that proves it is done by them. And I just think, my opinion is that I think you've got to be very, very naive to think that we are the only life force that is alive out there. If you look at the size of the universe, just logic says that there has to be some other form of life out there. Where are we? They got a warning and haven't been back since. Louise, I think you have the same information I have, probably. I saw myself in America, Walmart, FEMA camps. Walmart, all wire fenced up. Don't know what you mean there. But yeah, no, I just think when you do consider the size of the universe, and God, even now, they're still discovering new parts of the universe and discovering new planets and all this. So I just think it's quite naive to think that we are the only ones occupying that space. There we go, much silly. My biggest question about alien life is how fast is space, and we're the only ones. Exactly, we are tiny. Yeah, exactly. I just thought it was just something that was a bit different, especially being on a. It was, originally it was on a sports radio station, and obviously, as you can see, it's nothing whatsoever to do with sport. But I just found it was a really interesting topic. I just wish I could remember the guy's website. It was something like paranorm.org, something like that. I'll have a look for it later on and see if I can find it. And then I'll share it with everybody. Nanny Sue, good morning to you. How are you doing? Really massive thank yous to you, because that was such a lovely message you sent last night. And I did pass it on to everybody else, and they were blown away by your message. So a huge thank you from everybody for that. Good morning, Jack. Good to see you as well. What's occurring this morning? Absolutely nothing, Nanny. I've just jumped on because Butch had been on for about 10 hours and he needed to get his head down. And I was just discussing something I'd heard on the radio last night about extraterrestrial life. So that's all I was talking about. Everybody's saying good morning. Oh, we've confused Asian Jack. Warranting Space Jack. I am. So, okay, Jack, just to really briefly break it down what I've just said. I was listening to the radio last night, and they had this guy on there from America who is lobbying both the American and the UK government to release all of the information that they have got on alien life. He was saying he's got something like 120,000 hours of footage captured on his website. Yeah, I'd be interested in that, Silly. I'd definitely be interested. And he was saying these things like one of the astronauts, I can't remember his name, one of the astronauts that stepped foot on the moon had also given an interview where he was talking about Roswell and saying that Roswell 100% was legitimate. And when they actually got there, it was 3 or 4 dead terrestrials that they found and 1 living terrestrial. And I just found it a really interesting subject. I think we've blown Jack's mind a bit this morning. Yeah, sorry. I guess the question I should have asked is, what currency do the extraterrestrials use? That's the question I should have asked, isn't it? They've got all these photographs and videos of the terrestrials. I wonder if they know what money they use or what they use for money. Maybe that's what I should have been asking. Yeah, but definitely, Silly. Honestly, definitely send me that, mate, because I would be interested in watching that. And literally, just as you came in, I don't know, Jake. This is what we were just saying as you guys just came in the channel. Sorry. When you consider the size of the universe and the fact that new planets are being discovered on a daily basis, me personally, I think it's a little bit naive of us to believe that we are the only life force out here. When you consider the size of the universe, I like it. Alien dollar. I wonder if they have the trouble with the mint that we do as well. So yeah, I just thought it was a bit of an interesting subject that we could just talk about for a few minutes to kill some time. Because I'm not going to be on here for long. I'm only here till 12, and then Steve Fraser's coming on. So other than the Christmas deal that Ian's done for everybody, there wasn't a lot else that I can update people about. Can't even find where that was now. So basically, if you weren't aware on what that was, the Christmas deal that Ian's done, if you go over and pay £25 via admin and put in the chat box Ian's Christmas, then on Christmas Day you will get a voucher worth £50 to spend on anything on the Great British Coin Hunt. There's no expiry date on that voucher. And you can do that anytime between now and Christmas, and that's Ian's Christmas present to you this year. But you won't. The important thing is just remember you won't get that voucher until Christmas Day. I still don't think I've quite got over Scott getting egg last night. I haven't seen it yet, Jack. I am intending to go and watch it when I come off here at 12 because I haven't seen it yet. So yeah, it will be good fun to go and see. Because if I'm right, wasn't it something Scott and Hannah were drawing faces on eggs? I saw that. I just didn't stick around long enough to actually see him get egged. I watched it and then rewatched it literally about 10 times. I was just saying we need to get somebody that's half decent with video editing and go and make a sort of a bloopers, 10-minute bloopers video. I'm sure there's a lot of footage that they could get. I love watching. Me and Lou were saying last night. I love watching Scott. The chemistry between him and Sue, but not just even with the kids as well. They're just constantly laughing and joking and messing about, and it just looks like it's a really happy house. And I love watching them. So I am going to go back and watch that. But where you're saying you think it's a load of old baloney with regards to the alien life force, Jack, I can disprove that immediately. I can disprove it immediately. Now, there's a picture for you, and you tell me that that's not alien life force there. I'll take you down before she has to go at me. Not sure about aliens, but I've seen a real angel. He had the long white robes and big golden wings and everything. Jack stands corrected now. There is alien life force out there. I can't, for the life of me, Jack, I can't remember the name of it, okay? There's a documentary out. It's a few years old now. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. And it's in a school in America where some absolute loon has taken control of this classroom, and he's wired up with a bomb on him. And I can't remember the exact story. I need to go back and find it. Yeah, I'm serious as well, Jack. Honest to God, if you let me tell you this story, you'll know that I believe what you're saying. I can't remember the whole details of it. But basically this, I think it was a teacher. And she says that she saw this angel appear. And it told her to get all of the kids in a circle in the centre of this classroom. And the guy actually detonated the bomb. And none of them were injured. And there's a proper documentary on there that out there that explains all of it in so much detail. And I just, for the life of me, I can't remember what the documentary's called. But she's exactly the same. She was saying that this angel had appeared and guided her as to where to put the kids and in what formation they needed to be in. Because when you studied all of the evidence and the footage, when this bomb has gone off, there's absolutely no logical explanation as to why these kids and the teachers weren't seriously injured, if not killed. But they all walked out there without a scratch on them. And she says it's because this angel come down and told her and the kids what to do. So yeah, I do believe you when you say that you've seen one. I'm certainly not taking the mickey. I will find you the documentary, and I'll let you know what it's called. Because I sat there and I was totally blown away by it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The thing I don't get is though that there was no event connected to the period. Oh, okay. So there was no, nobody was dying or anything. An angel just appeared. That is incredible. Maybe I'm just a bit of a soft touch. I believe in all of that. The angels, the ghosts, everything. I believe in all of that. I've said to people before about I used to work in a compact disc factory, and the warehouse we had there was haunted. It was built on land of dating back hundreds of years, what used to be an old quarry brickworks type thing. And we had you had the main building, and then about 200 yards away, we had a warehouse. And I was in charge of the warehouse on the night shift. And where it was a couple of 100 yards away from the main building, the only people that would go into that building in the evenings were warehouse staff. And there was me and this girl working one night over there. And she was already in the building, and I came in, and you had a view of the entire length of the warehouse. And as I went to talk to her, out the corner of my eye, I saw somebody walk across up the other end of the building. And it kind of freaked me, but I didn't say anything. And she sort of twigged what had happened, and she was saying to me, "You've just seen something, haven't you?" And I was just trying to brush it off. No, don't be so daft, And she wouldn't let it go. She was, "No, you've seen something." So she gave me a piece of paper, and she said to me, "Describe on this piece of paper what you've just seen, and I will do exactly the same on a separate piece of paper. So, so there's no way that we can influence each other." And it was a guy of maybe about 6'5" in height, with a long, God, I call them like rain macs, and wearing a hat. Looked to me to be round about sort of Victorian times. And I swear to God, she gave me her piece of paper, and her description on her piece of paper was exactly the same as what mine was. But it got worse from there. So I'd go over there to unload a lorry or whatever, and I'd take a lorry on a forklift. I'd take the lorry pallet off the back of a lorry. Now, this is a totally sealed pallet, okay? I would take the pallet off the back of the lorry, go into the warehouse, put the pallet in there. There was nobody in the warehouse. Go out, get the next pallet off the lorry. By the time I'd got back into the warehouse, boxes would have been taken off the top of the pallet and they'd be scattered around on the floor. All sorts of things would happen. We'd be looking in the aisles, you know, for getting stock off these shelves in the aisles, and you'd hear footsteps going up a ladder in the next aisle. We knew there was no way that there was anybody else in the building. We knew it was only us in the building. You'd go upstairs into a different section of the warehouse, and the lights would suddenly start switching on and off. All that kind of stuff. And it was, to begin with, it totally freaked us out. When it first happened, I remember it so well. Both of us, we literally jumped out of our skin and just legged it out of the building. But in the end, it was just more mischievous than anything else. And God, if it had wanted to cause us harm, my God, it could have caused us so much harm in there. And we ended up nicknaming him Bob. So we'd walk into the warehouse, and we'd address him and say, "Hey Bob, you about today? You going to play any pranks on us?" And that was how we got through it, because otherwise it would just properly freak us out. But yeah, that's God's honest true story. And that was, how long ago was that? My daughter was still young, so that would have been about 22 years ago. And that's when it really opened my eyes, and I was like, no, there is something else out there, you know. Like, it just appeared hovering above my house, and my mum saw it at the same time. I was about 15, I guess. It faded in and faded out. So it was actually above the house. Wow. That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. I'd love to have seen that. The video I had has been removed by YouTube. I'll find another later today and send it. I'd love to, honestly, mate, I'd love to see that, silly. I really would. But yeah, that's when it really opened. I always try to be sort of objective with anything like that, and I won't discount anything, like you're saying now, if you saw the angel, and I wouldn't discount any of that. Up until the story I've just told you, up until that, I was very dismissive of everything. And I was like, no, until I've seen it with my own eyes, I just won't believe it. But yeah, honestly, I mean, there were so many things that were just, you couldn't explain. I had an office in the warehouse, and I had a total 360-degree view of the outside of the building, as well as the building had security lights on, so anybody got within 100 meters of the building, all these lights would come on. So I'd be in the warehouse, and I'd know that I was the only one in there, in the office doing stuff on the computer, and I'd suddenly hear the hand dryer going off in the men's toilets. and the chains being flushed and that sort of stuff. And you'd go in there, nobody's been in there for hours on hours. You'd go in there and the hand dryer would still be running and the sinks were soaked in water. Just so many things that you just could not explain. But yeah, and that just changed my whole outlook on other things out there. And again, it's only my personal view, but my view with regards to ghosts, and I suppose you could say the same with angels and that kind of thing. I think that what's my take on it is that when somebody passes away, if they've passed away, if you like, almost before their time, and they're still there, they've still got something that should have been done, then it's my view that that's when they come back in a spirit form, because their time isn't over yet. But that's just my opinion, you know. And it is, we discussed it a lot about Bob at work and that, and we think that from the clothing and that he was wearing and where the building was situated, we think that he was some kind of a supervisor or a yardsman or something like that, and possibly somebody had died on his shift, and we think that he was just there again to make sure that didn't happen, and almost looking out for us in a way, but at the same time as playing pranks on us and having a laugh and a joke with us. But I should shut up now. Have I ever watched, I'm going to say that wrong, Sumerian history? I haven't, silly. Is that something that I can just YouTube and watch on YouTube, or will I have to look a bit deeper than that to find it? Because it is something that I'd like to watch. I just find it a bit strange that we're talking about alien life force and extraterrestrials and ghosts and that kind of stuff, and Louise has disappeared. Maybe a coincidence, but I don't think so. So I will just cover ourselves. We are a coin channel, so I'll just show you a quick coin. That's that. Let's go back to ghosts and stuff, because that's much more interesting. A small dog appears on the bed every so often in one of the residents' bedrooms, always the same room. The resident sees it, talks to it. Also, the resident talks to invisible children. Oh, wow. That is amazing. I've got a friend who lives down in Dorset. I knew her when she lived up here, as school kids and that. And she moved down to Dorset, just outside of Glastonbury. Where is it? I can't remember. To become a lawyer, and she's quite a successful lawyer down there. So again, it's not just some idiot that's messing you about. And she says, because she's into all the tarot cards and all that kind of stuff as well, and she swears that she can detect presence. She doesn't, don't get me wrong, she don't go in and do all the readings for people and all this sort of stuff, but just around her own house and that, she says that she can be in bed and literally an indentation will appear in her bed, was where somebody sat down on her bed. It's really, I find it really interesting. Perhaps Lou was scared of. No, Lou weren't scared of, mate. She was scared that we were going to expose her. Warren said it perfectly. Sumerian kings list predates the Bible by 5,000 years. Is that something that I can just Google onto YouTube or something silly, and I'll be able to watch things on YouTube about that? I'm just going to make a note of that, because that would really interest me. I'll sit there for hours watching that. Sumerian kings. Emily just bought me a Schultz album for my 50p. It's awesome. Lou, you're on the wrong channel, love. We're not doing coins today. We're doing extraterrestrials, angels, and ghosts. You're on the wrong channel if you're talking about coins. Although maybe Steve Fraser in 15 minutes will. It's always the same room. Our home used to be an orphanage for children of Royal Navy personnel. So, and that's it. You know, when I think you've got it on the head there, on it. When you've got somewhere that's got that much history, and it's seen over the years, it's seen that much tragedy go through them doors. There's got to be something there, isn't there? I really do believe that. And I say it's only my opinion. I'm sure there's other people who've got other opinions, but I just think that certainly with ghosts and spirits and all of them sort of things, they've just been taken too soon. So they come back in a different form, until what they were put on this earth for has been achieved, and then they'll happily go. I had one experience. God, I can't believe I'm going to tell you this. When I was going through one of my really, really bad spells, I took myself off. I hadn't spoken to anybody, and the intention was that I was going to end my life. And I took myself off to a massive overdose, and for whatever reason, I got found. And I can remember being in hospital, and it's so hard to try to explain it, but it's like it wasn't me. Does that make any sense? I was there. Okay, it's like I was there watching somebody else. It was an out-of-body experience, if you want. So I was there watching this person in the bed. It wasn't me that was in the bed, if that makes any sense. It's really hard to try and explain it. But yeah, that's the weirdest thing that has happened to me personally. I just can't try to explain it. I was watching everything that was happening to me, but I was watching it from outside of my body, if that makes sense. It's like I was there watching it happening to somebody else, but it wasn't somebody else, it was me. Lots of ghosts there, Warren. Never take the back stairs at work. That is amazing. I have questions, so I look to answer them myself, because there's so many opinions. And that's, I think that's the best thing you can do, silly. Yeah, you can watch all of the documentaries and all these so-called experts giving their opinions. But like you say, there are so many opinions out there that you just have to make your own judgment on them. And that's all I did. I say, until I witnessed that Bob at our warehouse, I just wouldn't have entertained the thought that there was anybody else out there. Yes, Warren, it makes sense. At the time, you must have arrested and they got you back. Out-of-body experiences is documented. Yeah, and it's just so. But to try to put it into words and try to explain how it was, I can't explain it. It was just so weird. And And I guess that's not too dissimilar where I was saying that, you know, my view on ghosts, that are people that weren't ready to go. And I guess for whatever reason, whoever decided I wasn't ready to go then. And it's really weird. Yeah. Well, the viewing figures have doubled, so maybe we are talking about something that interests people. We're up to 15. So come on, don't just sit there and listen to me, Silly and Oceans, talk about it. Other people join in and tell us your experiences or your views, whether you agree with what we've been talking about or whether you think it's a load of rubbish. So what's that? That one you've just sent me then, Lou, that's the ring binder things, isn't it? Folder. So is that the large, it holds more? Is it 128 that it holds? That was your spirit looking down, but you came back to Earth. Yeah. Yeah, it's just really bizarre. My native family believes the tormented soul can't pass beyond. Yeah, I guess that's you've explained it so much better there than what I was, Silly. That's kind of what I was trying to say. That person, for whatever reason, is tormented, and they're not, you know, whatever they were put on this earth to do hasn't been done, so they can't pass over. This is why when we lay out our past residents, that we talk to them, because we know that they are still aware for a while. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Just joined, so not sure if you've been talking rubbish or not, but by the law of averages. No, it was purely RJ. It was just okay. We've gone off a little bit off tangent, but it was just purely. I was listening to Talk Sport last night, and they had a segment on there where they were talking about extraterrestrials, and they had this expert on that was giving his opinion about it and all that, and we've just kind of digressed off of extraterrestrials onto sort of spirits and angels and ghosts and out-of-body experiences now. But yeah, I mean, I can only talk from a personal experience, you know, and that was, I don't know, that was a really weird experience to try and explain. But yeah, it was good. So I'm just getting messages coming through from the witch. That's really nice, actually, though. I fair credit to you. That is really nice. I showed you a coin just now. I think if we do it every sort of 15 minutes, we pop a coin up, I think we're covered. So there we go. There's your Jane Austen again. So that's covered us until Steve gets here now. I didn't mean to go there. Right, so today's schedule, as far as I'm aware, and I haven't been told any different yet, I've literally just hopped on because Butch had been on for 10 hours and he just needed to get some rest. So I said I'd hop on and let him get off. The schedule for tonight, or today, beg your pardon, Steve Fraser should be coming on anyway now, ready for a 12 to 5 session. Excuse me. I will take over from Steve and do 5 till 9. At the moment, I'm unsure of 9 till 11. I've got down My Family Collects, but I will need to double check that one. You don't need to know why, but I'll confirm that one later. And then 11 till 12, I've got Matt from Coins and More. So you've got somebody scheduled all day. The only one I'm unsure about at the moment is the 9 to 11 slot. Alien life must exist. Naive to think we can all be alone. Ghosts and spirits, yep. I think they are about just whether you are tuned into them or perhaps if they want you to be. I think that's it. I think it's whether they want you to be or not. My native family also believes there were giants. I have questions, so I researched. That's the best way, though, silly. Yes, people can give you an opinion, but the best way is always to well, I feel anyway, to do your own research and make up your own mind from it. That's how I do it. If I hear something and I want to know more about it, I'll go back and I'll do my own research. And I'll watch as many things as I can on it. Jack is nipping out to the post office, back later. Greetings, bandits. Right, I've got a question to ask with regards to post offices. My post office has just been bought out. It's really hard to try again to put this into words. So my post office has been bought out, but it is still post office staff that are running it, if that makes sense. So they've had a massive overhaul. I mean, I went in there this morning and all of the shelves have been completely emptied in it. There's nothing on the shelves at all in there. They're no longer doing they used to have a coin section, a display case with coins in. They're no longer doing that. And it looks like where they've put these new display cases out, that they're going to have presumably stationery hanging on these display cases, all of them had WH Smith tags on the top of them. So is anything happening to anybody else's post offices? Or is this some news that I've not been made aware of? I know UK Coin Hunt, because he uses the same post office as me. And I know he said it had been sold out. They've been sold out. But when I went in this morning, it was totally new staff. But they were all still wearing post office, T-shirts, etc. It just seemed really strange. Just wondered if anybody else's post offices were experiencing anything similar. Anybody? Maybe it's just mine then. Obviously just mine. Right, I'm just bear with me 1 second. I'm just gonna quickly check YouTube to see if Steve Fraser is logged in at all yet. He's around because he's just put a stream up there. CJ, Dragon Lord Coins, Steve, Poets Day. WH Smith is a wholesaler. They can see to shops too. My post office has one employee. Hi, Will. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, I just wondered, Madeline, whether it was anything to do with WH Smith, because it was literally the entire. It's quite a large post office, but it was literally every single display unit that they had in there. They were all empty still, but every single display stand they had there was WH Smith, and I just wondered if it was maybe anywhere. Oh, here we go. Hi, Warren. WH Smiths are taking over some post offices and you only use their staff. But is there some sort of clause in there then, Chris, that they have to still be dressed in post office T-shirts, etc.? Because it was completely new staff, and as I've just said, with all the stands and everything in there, it was completely new. But the staff in there were still wearing new post office T-shirts, etc. Maybe they're opening a WH Smith, did you ask? Madeline, you don't want to know my trip to the post office. I was trying to get in and out as fast as I could because I had other things to get sorted this morning. I'm standing in the queue. I'm getting a ton of abuse from coming through on my phone from Louise at the same time. So it was an absolute nightmare. I didn't get a chance to do anything. I'm going to show you this. Oh, Marie, are you here still? Good afternoon, Judith. Some do, but don't have to. Okay, yeah, I just wondered. There's something about all the male CJs at the moment. They're all getting cuddly toys. So Marie sent that one to Matt. Steve has got his Gruffalo and everything else.
Guess we'll hang out another time. Don't be a stranger.
Stranger? Lou sent me Dory. So I don't know maybe the women are trying to soften us up, sending us all cuddly toys. Right, let me just. So is Steve actually live now? I've just clicked on his link and it's just died on me. He could have told me he was live, couldn't he? Silly old git. Right, so Steve is live. So I'm going to log off now and pass you all over to Steve. So thank you for tuning in to today's, what do we call today's stream? Extraterrestrial and other life forces. And I'll see you all 5 o'clock tonight, I think. So go over and see Steve, and I'll see you over there.